Welcome back. Out of sight, out of mind. Near the shores of Buffalo Bayou, you can still find the remnants of the city's long-shuttered Velasco Trash incinerator plant, which closed down for good nearly a half-century ago. While most of the structure is gone, an ugly legacy remains. Toxic contamination, more specifically, hard-packed garbage ash running 30 feet deep below the surface. Within the ash, poisons like arsenic, lead, mercury, PCBs, and cancer-causing dioxins at levels two separate environmental reports say exceed minimum safety levels for human touching safety. Here's the clincher. For the past 50 years, the city of Houston and its leaders have done exactly nothing to clean it up. Even though it appears the pollution-laden runoff from the site has been draining into Buffalo Bayou and by extension Galveston Bay for decades. Panel now, the Houston Housing Authority is building hundreds of low-income apartments right next door. Bill King, I know you've looked at this ash. What's the situation here?
As you can see from the video now. So, you know, you and I went out there talking about this housing authority. I used to chair Galveston Bay Foundation. You know, I grew up on Galveston Bay. I care very much about the watersheds that lead into Galveston Bay. And what struck me was, as we were looking at this, is first of all, that ash is exposed every place down there. All of this nonsense about it's capped with a clay is completely false. I mean, you walk down that trail in Buffalo Bayou and it's laying right there on the ground. And as when I had that little hoe, you scrape just a little bit of topsoil off and it's right there. There's a whole section of it on the bank where the bank is eroded away and it's exposed and washing into Buffalo Bayou. There's a ravine at the end of Velasco Street that, you know, you and I walked down into, probably what, 10 or 12 feet deep, and the wall of the ravine is nothing but this ash all the way down. Clearly has been running into Galveston Bay. I don't understand, where's the EPA, where's the TCEQ? Why isn't somebody doing anything about this ash washing into Buffalo Bayou?
You know, on that field trip, Sue Lovell was there. Yep. What's your take on this?
I agree with Bill. First, you got to go back to, this isn't city property anymore at all. It belongs, actually, it belongs in, what's it, an LLC, a North Velasco LLC, that now is under the purview of the Buffalo Bayou Partnership.
And Olson's people.
And Olson's people over there, yes.
So
and
what's
if you
going on
follow
here?
Where it went, the city had it, and then it was sold, and then it was in the package of which the Housing Authority, it was Cockrell property, of which Cockrell sold that package to the Housing Authority. Then when they ran it through their process, they took off that section because it is so contaminated and set it aside, did their deal, and then set it over at the Buffalo Bayou Partnership in an LLC. You can look it up, North Velasco LLC. That's who owns this there. And it's been there, and it's about 35 deep, when you see from the banks, 35 deep, this ash has been sitting there forever, just leaching into the bayou.
Bill, quickly, this sounds like a shell game.
Well, the property's since been conveyed actually to Buffalo Bayou Partnership, so it's actually owned by that. That's the piece that's at the end of the old incinerator. But there's another pit on the other side where they used to store this stuff, and that is now owned by the Houston Housing Authority, and that is the place where the bank is washed away. I suspect there's more ash going into the bayou from that location than there is even from the old incinerator site.
We're going to keep our eye on this story, okay?